5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Here we are live with Neve. It is a beautiful, kind of overcast day here in New York. I see rain all around me. If you look off in the distance there, you can see the rain. I've been keenly keeping an eye out. We've been seeing some humpback whales here in our neighborhood, and I find that exciting and kind of cool. I have yet to see one. I have seen them in the river, but I've not seen a really big one out in the ocean from here. Every year we end up with some of the smaller species of whales here, and the whole town, everybody goes out and freaks out and has pictures of it. But that's what I'm doing, is I'm sitting here getting ready for a great fun weekend. I've got some work to do. I've been working on some new music for our show, and I know Julie's been working on it. We have a song that's really funny, and when we put it up, you're going to laugh your ass off, and hopefully it'll catch some interest. It's going to be something like you've never heard. I mean that. So my cat is here. He's joining us for the
Wait. Which song are we talking about?
So the pie song.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Away.
I won't. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. That's all.
Oh, we're definitely on the same page,
hey.
bro. We're as crazy as ever.
You never have to worry about me.
So I got a new straitjacket.
I know the rules. I know the rules to media and radio. So
Yes,
you don't have to worry about
yes,
that.
you do. And I just know how to break them. So we're a good team. Get you in trouble for long.
There are no more rules now that the internet is all social media. Yes, we're free from the FCC.
Wow. I see like 38 comments. Is this crazy? It can't be. Wow. Look at them. They're lining up out there. I haven't seen Rick Davis yet, but I see Toby's just amazing, man. What a great bunch of folks. Toby, you got to come on the show with us. We got to have you on next week. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm talking about our great talent booker, cast and friend, most importantly, friend. Toby Simmons is the best, and she does so much for live music for people all around the world. I can't even tell you. I'm proud to have her for a friend. I'm going to be in LA. If NAMM happens, I will be there next year in January, and I will look forward to seeing everybody I haven't seen since 2 years ago, the last time I went, maybe 3. Anyhow, it's been too long. So Toby, we're going to be in trouble. I'm bringing bail money and we're going out, man. It's like Jack Nicholson's voice. You'll hear it one morning. You're going to hear it. Toby, just get in the car. We're going downtown. It's Jack. No, you don't need anything. Just cut in the car.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
It doesn't sound creepy? Would you take a call? Would you hop in the car with Jack if he called you? You wouldn't?
Jack Nicholson? No, Jack Nicholson? Yeah, sure. Of course I would. Somebody impersonating Jack Nicholson? Nah, maybe not.
No. We don't like imposters around here. Nothing worse.
No imposters. No.
So everybody watching today, we don't have a guest. I see there's just 1 or 2 people here at the moment. Oh, we do have a guest. I'm sorry, but I'm looking down below at our screen, and we do have a guest coming on, our hardworking friend, and just one of our best guests that we have, and I've really grown to love and respect this guy. For anybody who don't know who I'm talking about, we did a show about 4 months ago with a fellow named Irish, and it stuck with us all. Everybody, Julie and I, my girlfriend, everybody I know who's heard it is amazed. I have to tell you all, I don't believe in bullshitting you. This guy has had more trouble in his life than you can possibly imagine, through no fault of his own. When I start feeling I'm having problems, I broke my arm. It hurts like hell. I had a bad day. Oh, my eggs weren't done right, or the pizza sucked. those problems are nothing. My friend, he was locked in jail for 24 years for the crime of murder. His mom and her boyfriend did it. And he had to sit in jail, and the Innocence Project was able to come on and actually get him out of jail, exonerate him. He's not fully exonerated, but they commuted his sentence, and now they're working on getting his, he's going to be a citizen, and all that's coming back. It was a total miscarriage of justice. And getting back to what I said earlier, I liked this guy from the time I put him on, and I didn't know how to talk to him or question him. I'm certainly not Geraldo. And I don't want to be, getting in fights with skinheads, something I'd probably do. But at any rate, getting back to Ira, she's just, having lived through this, I don't think any of us would mind and judge him actually for the fact that for 24 years he sat in jail. Everybody thought he was guilty. His family turned their back on him. And then they found out proper detective work. They hired private investigators. They dug through years of bullshit to find out and prove that he is not guilty of the crime they accused him of. His mother and her boyfriend, I believe, are still in jail. And it's just a bloody, horrific story. And, any of you out there, I don't care who you are, we all get hit with a punch once in a while. That's like the biggest punch, man. I think that, I thought my second divorce was bad. I mean, that's right up there with getting kicked in the face by a horse, probably. But, he has the most even keel. He's a gentleman. His life is great. He started a business since he got out. He's had a lot of people who support him. He's got a lot of friends, including us. We just love him, and we talk to him at least every week. And he'll be joining us in a little while. I imagine he's working on, he has his own company now. So I think that he's going to be going ahead and doing his thing, getting off, and then he'll join us. It's 4:07, and again, for those of you who are just joining, I don't really see who's here yet. There we go. Any rate, I'm glad you're here. We did have a musical guest today, but unfortunately they had this gigs come up or something. So I'm just going to be talking. I encourage you guys to ask some questions, give us some suggestions. Please don't send us any weird pictures. Hello, Susan. Greetings from somewhere north of Asbury Park and south of New York City. Susan's here. We got a bunch of people coming in. We're glad you're here, everybody who is our regulars. It's funny, a lot of the time the show comes on at a time that's inopportune for, some of our viewers and friends of the show. I'm always amazed when, like, the next day after a show, when I'm getting ready for the next one, I'll just look at what our numbers are and see, what's going on. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, what?
Up on my screen here. Excuse me.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
I just had something pop up on my screen that blocked everything, and I couldn't read all of a sudden who I was trying to talk about. So, Julie, what are you doing? How you feeling?
All right. Yeah. I'm hoping
raining here.
Oh, no.
It is raining. Okay, we're gonna
thunderstorm over at Neil.
Come on, Kitty.
Move it all inside. The lovely joys of live broadcast.
Yes, indeed. Here you are.
It's so much fun. It really is.
Oh, I got to tell you, what a day. My hair looks like a German tourist.
No, it doesn't. It looks good.
Well, it's like it's in that awkward stage. It's like between 12 and 14 where you've got a penis, but you haven't quite figured out what to do with it, perhaps. At any rate, my hair looks like exceptionally bad. I looked in the mirror and thought it was like the guy from No Country for Old Men. The killer was really sinister, and I was looking at my hair, and I'm like, oh, God, man, they probably could have cast me as that psycho. At any rate, it was washed and all this shit done to it this morning, and it's still just going, wah! And that's why I have not had long hair for anybody who's known me for 30, 40 years. So it's a work in progress. And that's why, if you're really into television, pro tip, get a Yankees hat. I'm wearing a shirt given to me by my aide de camp and all around roadie and just one of my best friends ever. I want to thank you, my pal, for giving me this. And I don't know. It's been an interesting week. We've had some weird calls. Paul Neumann is the guy who gave me this shirt, and he's been my friend and truly my aide de camp when I was in the hospital for 8 months. And then the recovery period afterwards, I'd have been really in bad shape. And then COVID hit. So it would have been really a lot worse year. And cool. It's nice to always get a new shirt. Nah? But life is good.
So what about do you have any other hats that you wanted to show or share?
Oh, well, here's our first. Why don't you tell them who made these hats? It's not Gone Country this time. Okay, I'm coming back. Now this, my man and ladies, is a hat. Woo!
Now that is a hat.
I can never get a hat straight.
You kind of look like the Mad Hatter.
Well, yeah.
A little bit of the clock and shit.
Hi, Elizabeth. You a Yanks fan? Can't go wrong with a Yankees hat.
Yes, she is.
I was looking at her shirt to see what it said. It's Halifax, I think. I can't read. Yeah, so regarding these hats, is Johnny Swinard. Did I say that right this time?
Yeah, yes. His wife, Marie Swinard. Mm-hmm.
Marie and Johnny make these hats. They're based out of Tampa, Florida. They do period hats, Victorian stuff for like Renaissance festivals.
Yeah, steampunk, and their big thing is Gasparilla. Yep.
Right. The pirate gear.
Yes.
Which I have to wear this hat. I mean, this is definitely. I'm impressed. You know, we had them on the show. For anybody watching who hasn't seen the show in a while, we had them on. That is, Johnny is Julie's guitar player in the band they're starting and working on. They are a duo presently, but we're going to expand. Oh, you got 3 now? You got the 3rd in. All right. Now, I'm getting, look, we're all getting news. And here I am. I was worried sick about you. Now I find out you got a 3rd wheel finally. Is it the girl?
Do. Yep. Yes, we have a wonderful singer. She's actually she's Irish Scottish. So she has a beautiful lilt to her voice, and yeah, she's wonderful. So we've been working together. We've got our we've got our acoustic cover set nearly done. While we're writing our original stuff. So we've got a few songs. Yeah, a few songs already laid out, and we're working on that.
Oh, Julie's frozen.
Julie's frozen. Am I frozen still? Am I still frozen?
No, you're back.
Okay. So yeah. So anyway, so we have a couple of tracks laid down. We got to work on that. But of course, the whole strategy is to get out there, do stuff that nobody else is doing, which we were. Now we found out why nobody else was doing any of these songs. We learned the hard way, but that's okay because we triumphed and made us so much better. And yes, and it was a great thing.
What? It's for the civilians out there, you can't understand how great it feels to just get in a room with some people, make a song come alive, and have friends enjoy it. I mean, I joke and say I'd do it even if I wasn't getting paid for it, and that's frequently been the case in life. But I've made a good percentage of my income in various years playing music. Oh, Jesus! Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you fine.
Okay, great.
You look fine.
You're back. I accidentally, with my talking like an Italian guy,
gesticulating too many times,
and everything left, and I was
now you're still here.
Kind of panicking that I'd shut the show off, and we'd have all kinds of calamities, earthquakes. We'd have Joe Biden running around in a fire hat trying to put out a building on fire.
So I mean, it's going well. We're happy. Like I said, it's that, when as a creator, you always want to evolve. You have to evolve and grow, right? And sometimes it can be it's very frustrating. And most creators, we're a little insecure, and we're always the hardest critic on ourselves. And you get into that feedback loop, and it's hard. But I have to say, with my teammates, with my bandmates, John and Marie are wonderful. Hillary, our singer, is wonderful, and they're all very supportive. It's been great. So we've done some things that nobody else has ever done or will ever do because it's too hard. So I
can't wait.
Yeah, so I'm very excited.
Seriously,
so,
that Johnny, he's a deep fella. He's like a deep river that runs slow, and you might look at him and think, oh man, this guy, he don't talk much. He just seems like a Southern gentleman, and you might think he's a redneck or something like that. But once you get to know him, you're like, oh man, this guy is like sharp as a tack. As soon as I heard him play guitar, I went, oh yeah, I like this guy because he's got his own unique style, I think. Number one, which I like because he's a little different. And that's the hardest thing for you guys watching or civilians. Being a musician, you're going to meet all kinds of people. You'll meet the dregs of society. You'll meet presidents and foreign leaders. I've met like Al Gore, and I've met the governor of Florida a few times. Not the president. Yeah. Oh, great. While we're watching, we're going to have a hailstorm, high winds, severe storms, and rip currents.
Oh, cool! That sounds like fun for you guys.
Lovely.
You guys enjoy that, yeah? So it's been fun. It's a good process. It always makes me feel good to get to that next step. That next level in your creativity. When it first starts out as that stressful ball, and you're like, oh my god, do I really want to get into this? But you know what the reward is at the end, and then. And it's been wonderful. Yeah. And John, like Neil was saying, I mean, the guy is a genius. I mean, he's like, you're into Stoicism. He's into Stoicism, Buddha, all the same kind of philosophies. And he very cerebral, and he's from New England. He's a New England guy.
Once you get to know him, because I remember when I first saw him, and I was like, can't wait to hear him because he's spoken very highly of him. And
he's a rapper.
He's unique, and it's hard to find uniqueness in individuals, whether it's a writer, a painter, an artist, and musicians. The guys and gals who make it, they're different. They're their own person. They're unique, and they do what they do, and hopefully, it catches the attention. But most of us, like, I'm a lifer. I'm going to be 60 this year. I've been playing for 50. God, it freaks me out. 57 years, something like that. I've been playing for a long time.
You're a prodigy.
Well, I guess I had a prodigy with turn that shit down.
Yeah, same here.
My parents were great, though. My stepdad, he did not like it. He was hoping I would have, I don't know, cardiac arrest while playing drums. At any rate, he's gone. I'm here, so I don't know. All I can say is he had a real shit fit when I was a kid, and I used to take his medical lectures. I found a reel-to-reel, an old Tandberg or something down in the basement, a Wallensack, had a box of tapes and 2 microphones in it. And it was so cool because the meters on it weren't like meters. It was a glow thing that when the center lit up real bright, you knew you were slamming it, and it sounded great with a guitar slamming the shit out of that thing.
Oh, I'd
have my band over, and we've probably got somewhere there's 1,300 recordings of Smoke on the Water, some awful 8th grade band. And my dad, when he went down one time to sort of move shit around the basement from one place to here, ostensibly a waste of time because it's still in the basement. It's just over here instead of there. Remember, they'll tell you people who are lazy are frequently smarter than other people because they'll figure out the fucking quickest way. Everybody else will still be unloading shit off the truck. It's like I did that when I'd install. When I was an installer, I'd be like running out of the building with my ladder. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm fucking out of here, dude. I'm done, And,
well, yeah, it's when you turn it into like Tetris and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, now it's a game, right? This
Absolutely.
Fits here, this fits there, and then you start thinking like strategically like that. Man, the things you can get done.
Well, I'm glad I'm looking here. Elizabeth, it took me a second to remember who you are. And I confess right now, it all of a sudden dawned on me that it was Elizabeth from Rochester. And my brain flies in different directions at the same time. So what can I tell you?
And Elizabeth, rebuttal, Elizabeth, we're waiting on it. This is your chance. Come on,
Liz.
Come on, give us some help,
baby.
Come on, you want to.
She's gone dark. I know, we're dropping like flies. Where the hell is where is the Irish?
Oh, I'm not. I don't think I was able to get him. It's my fault. I think I didn't realize we were in an hour ahead of
different
him.
Time zone.
Yeah, that's my bad. My bad. It's my bad. Poor guy. It's my fault.
He'll be back, and I'm gonna call him later anyway, just to see what's going on in his crazy life. While we're talking, people. This month we've got some great folks coming on. I'm trying to brush all this crap.
Dude, wait, look at Liz.
What? That is really good. I like you a lot.
Oh yeah,
thank you. I like her even more now. That was great. I walked right into it. I gave 10 points on that one, girl. You're a sweetheart, man.
She is. She's like us. She is one right after another, man.
I love it, man. That deserved a snare hit. And Susan gets one too, because she fell asleep.
Yeah, dude, man. Yeah. Elizabeth will just snap them right back at you. We do it all day on the phone.
In my life. I can't get no respect. God damn.
We do it on the phone all the time. It's great.
No respect at all. Nothing.
Oh, it's so funny.
In June, coming up, we have Nathan Campbell. We have Michael Anthony Austin.
Yes.
We have Martin McNeil, an incredible bluesman who I watched his show. He'd been off because his parents had passed away in the past month and a half.
I'm so sorry to hear
and he
that.
had to take a break. But it was so great to have him on last night. I was sitting here doing some reading and just chilling, and I had him playing in the background. He's playing some killer Delta blues. And he's just been through a lot, and I like to see he's got a smile back, you know?
Yeah.
So,
no, sure.
I'm just looking because it is getting heavy rain. Most of my windows are shut. There's only a few of you left, but it's okay. We still enjoy having 4 of you. And later on, we'll probably have a dozen people who watch the show and leave us strange comments.
So
what are you cackling about over there?
Because what's the number one rule of performance? It's like, I don't care if it's just the sound guy in here. I'm going to give the greatest performance of my life. And Neil's like, oh, so there's a few of you left there. Hey,
you know what? We got one back. So I feel we're going to punch our way out of the fold. In fact, you know what? I feel like the physical therapy, man. I'm going to be able to do the speed bag. I'm back to fucking training again, man. It's great.
But just be careful with that speed bag.
I'm getting a speed bag this weekend, and I'm going to use that for therapy. And because I know, hell, I play drums. I want my arms up high, and right now it hurts like hell. I want them to be able to see my pretty face.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
So I can't have actually, I have a great face for radio, so it could be a blessing having the cymbals in front of me at times.
Don't say that.
So amongst these upcoming guests, we also have someone I'm really excited is Graham. Graham from Australia will be joining.
Graham Stevenson, yay!
And he's booked for the 25th, 4 o'clock. Graham Stevenson. He's our man down under, and I talked to him this morning. It was great. Or no, it was last night. Excuse me. It was 5:30 here. It was 6:30, it was 7:30 where he was at. It was still dark. He was sitting in his truck. He's an arborist, which means he goes out and does shit with trees. And he's got like kangaroos all over the place. I had to talk to him. We were just talking about bullshit. I'm like, well, I consider Florida the Australia of America. Florida man stories abound. And I've always admired the Australians. They're vulgar, they're crass at times, they'll fight, but they're great fucking people. They love sitting around eating meat, drinking beer, and fucking around. And I think it's a great thing, man. I could just see myself living in Australia and just be like, fucking hot here, ain't it? We lived in Florida, but it's like 120 out there on the outback. But nonetheless, it was fascinating. He said that kangaroos are worse than deer because they'll jump into your windshield, and then you have them in the car with you.
And they have those big-ass powerful legs.
We have to get the kangaroo on for an interview. There's a kangaroo at the zoo, Steve Irwin's old place. He's a boxer. You've seen pictures of it. It's a 6-foot kangaroo, and he's got a pail. It's a stainless steel milking pail, and the damn thing crunches the pail shitless. He's like all muscled up, and he's mean as a snake. He told me that you do not want to mess with a kangaroo. Apparently, again, I see where you're going with this. Do not mess with kangaroos. Whatever noise it makes means no. I promise you that.
Who said it needs to make a noise?
Whatever noise it is no.
It doesn't have
it's
to
like
make
sheep
a noise.
down south. I have redneck friends I met 30 years ago. Bah. And I swear to God, some of these people have internal knowledge of a sheep. Being a guy from New York, I just did one of these. I lowered my glasses and looked at him and said, boy, y'all do some strange hobbies down here in the South. I think I'm moving back to New York.
Oh my God, this is too much.
When I first moved to Florida, out of boarding school, I got there, my mom picked me up.
Susan.
You know those love bugs you guys get? When are those due anyway? I make sure I don't fly down there while it's going on.
They already started. They started last week, I think. Just saw a couple of them. They were singles. They weren't yet connected. And then a couple days later, they started connecting, but they were
They're making the love connection.
Tiny. Yeah, but you know, they only live like a day.
For the love bugs.
Right. You still have another few weeks.
I love to love you.
It's like end of June into July is when they're like really, you know, prominent, and they're
I'm
everywhere.
Glad you're coming up here rather than me going down there in July. It's just too fucking hot. And I'd say that coming into a heat wave here at the Jersey Shore. And I know it's going to be like 90 or 100 tomorrow. And looking out the window, it's quite spectacular. I don't know if you can see this.
Hey, look at that rolling.
I would normally leap up and grab my camera and do all that, but you know, it's Friday. I'm kind of glad we didn't have a guest today. It works out, and sometimes it's just fun to just get on and banter back and forth. It reminds me when the show first started, before you came on board, and it was like sometimes I'd have to try and talk to myself for the audience. But
you do that well. You do that great.
You know what? It was great training because I was so scared to do it, and I'm not a shrinking violet, obviously, but
no, you're not at all.
Once you and I got it kind of like rolling, it was easy because you're much more organized about the do's, and like I said, you know all the rules, and then I just do my best to break every one that I can.
That's your job. It's like I said, with social media and no FCC, it's like it's just a
big world.
Yeah. I mean, it fluctuates, so we just have to stay within the fluctuation of whatever those borders are. And
tell me,
pushing the envelope.
The big rap guy. What about him? We had him Crescendo.
Yeah, he was super cool. He that was different for us too, because I think he was our first hip hop guy we had on. Is that true?
Yeah, he was.
First hip hop guest. Yeah, and he sounded really good. Love to have him on again. And he did everything by himself. It was all him.
And that was pretty impressive because it was good.
It was.
And,
because
a lot of people will diss on rap or something. Look, there's good music in every field, people.
There is.
It doesn't matter. Wow, that's a big. It's alive!
What happened?
It's lightning and thunder. I've got the fucking thing up. We're getting Frankie operating. He'll be up with a heart on in 20 minutes. Frankenstein.
Okay.
It's Frankenstein, please.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, no, but people doing electronic, if you can do pulling off electronic music like correctly, it is so much work, and it is
and you're constantly, we're back and forth, and
yeah, it's different. Oh, I heard that. Yeah, it's different than playing with real instruments and everything like that, because when you're playing with real instruments, you have a person can just lay down the track, blah blah blah, you're done. When you're using VSTs and all that stuff, I mean, you've got to do processing and then other production and flying this, flying that, move this around,
then
and everything.
You got to compile it sometimes if it's long and you run out of RAM.
And then what do you do?
Then you have to start picking out what you got. I'm like looking at how much RAM and do we really need 16th note hi-hats doubled on the fourth chorus and every other one after it?
Because they don't realize all the processing that has to go through with it. And and that's,
that's what's
like
lost
you said,
is the spirit of getting in a room with 2 or 3 people, or even just sitting down with a guitar or piano and writing a song that's got bones, good bones. I mean, I got in a discussion with a good friend of mine who's known me forever, and William Gleaton. He used to headline a bunch of bands in Tampa during the 80s. He was a great singer, and he's one of the few people. I met him one night, pulling into the Circle K to get a drink after a gig. I was going to stop and get some beer and go sit in the studio and listen to what we were recording at the time and chill in the 60-degree meat locker I called my studio. And 2 in the morning, and I knew the guy. And at the time, I didn't know him good, so I thought he was a dick. And he thought the same thing about me, and we were both right. We've been fucking friends ever since. But he walks in, I get out, and I looked at him, and he was wearing spandex and stuff, right? And you know me, I'm like in black, trying to be cool. You know, I always was in black. And I looked at him, and I'm like, nice pants. And he was like, I know who you are. Because then after I said nice pants, I go, hey, I'm Neil. I'm the drummer for the Shakes. And he goes, I know who you are. And that was our meeting, you know. So a couple of weeks later, it happened again at 2 in the morning. And I noticed he was buying a big-ass Big Gulp. So when he pulled up, I saw him coming. I went and bought him a big-ass Big Gulp and sat it there. And when he came in, I go, wow, better pants. And I handed him this big fucking drink. And he looks at me, he goes, what's up with you? You're like fucking biting on tinfoil, man. You know, something to that effect. And I said, I'm just fucking with you. I know who you are too. You got a pretty good band. I respected his band because I knew they were working. And to me, you know, that's what separates. If you're out working and making a living, I don't care if I like it. As long as you're making money in bank, I respect you because it's not as easy as people think. And there's a lot of shitty bands. And back in the 80s, the metal, the pop metal era, you know, like the 90s, different style, grunge. More melodic metal, not the real like Cannibal Corpse stuff.
Yeah, because Metallica's always been melodic though, you know, and
right. And they opened the door for that. And some would say back then, oh, they softened it down. I don't really think they have. I mean, when I listen to it, I immediately know who it is. I can tell it's the fucking guitar player the second he hits a string. And it's just like when Lars jumps in, it's weird in the music business how people who aren't musicians will rap. Like I've heard fans arguing and saying that they don't like Lars Ulrich. Like there's just people who they have no life.
Why?
And that's what I don't understand. It's like hating on Tom Brady. Even if you don't like the team, the guy's a fucking winner, man. He works hard to do that. And he just works harder than everybody else. There's no other explanation. Everybody doesn't get a fucking trophy.
Well, you know what? I think part of it is...
And same with like a drummer like that. I'm sorry. My point was to hear a bunch of fans who like Metallica, and they're the kind of kids that sit in their parents' basement arguing over, you know, is the guy, the red hair, is Mustaine going to come back? You know, they've been talking the same shit for 30 years about Mustaine coming back. And who was in the first band?
Is he going to leave Megadeth?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not happening. And I like Megadeth, and I like Cannibal Corpse too. I once, before I left and moved back to New York, I was interviewing for a drum tech, and I'm glad I moved to New York instead, because as much as I love those guys, the thought of being on a bus, one bus for 3 bands, I think it was like Anthrax. You know, there's like 3 bands, 1 bus. I think 2 bathrooms. I immediately had a problem. And I was working on moving. I said, you know, Florida, the housing market's shit. I'm going to New York, LA, or Nashville. And I just happen to love the Big Apple, man. It's just like, I love LA too. If I had more money, man, this guy would have a house in both places. And then I'd have a house out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, like, you know, Montana, Jackson Hole or somewhere. Kind of cruise around. You know when you've made it when you can be like Prince and not have to carry your cell phone.
That's the goal. That's life. What we're getting to. That's what we're getting to.
You know, so I mean, can you think about it? If you don't have a cell phone nowadays, if you don't have a Facebook account, like my girlfriend, she's not on Facebook. As she'll tell you, she's like, I'm on a fucking computer all day. I got fucking biosciences, you know, what do they call it? DNA research and all this heavy shit all day.
Yeah.
Very numbers and formulas and crazy shit that I don't understand. And when she comes home, she does not want to sit on here and listen to people bitch about politics. She sure as hell gets to hear me 24/7 when she's home. So she really doesn't want to hear me like go on. Like I could be extremely excited after a show. You know, I'm all feeling great. She'll come in bragging. And I have my ways of making her day better. You know, a frozen mug with some wine in it.
See, that's sweet.
It's a perfect way to set the tone, have the house smell good. I'm going to have my charm school for guys. No matter how much of an animal you've been, I will give you secrets into the insights of Neil Van Erty. I can help you.
Yes, I love some of your secrets, especially the one about the punching bag. It's not a goddamn punching bag. You gotta treat that thing right.
You gotta get that rhythm going. I used to be great at it like 20 years ago when I was young. See, back when you're young, like I was totally engrossed in my drummer lifestyle, and I embraced all areas of that. I'd work out, I'd run, I'd do all kinds of shit. And then I would get bored with whatever I'm doing and go on and do something else. I've pretty much tried everything I think is fun. With a few, I can't think of anything I haven't. There's nothing I'm just dying to do other than when I'm 90, jump out of a fucking plane again. That will be cool. I want to be like George Bush Sr., be like I can just hear it now. If my ex-wife is alive, my daughters, my girlfriend, if we're all still kicking, they're going to be like, Neil, will you cut out with this shit? Will you fucking grow up? You're 91. And I'm going to go, yep, I'm 91 and fuck off. I'm going to jump out of a plane. I should have died 20 years ago when I was drunk.
That's the whole point of life. See, to me, life is all about experiences. Of course, I pray for more good experiences than bad ones, but I look at it as an experience. Like, I got jury duty one time. I was thrilled because I just wanted to see the process. I watched.
Did you get selected and stay through the whole process?
No, I mean, I watched Law and Order my whole life. Yeah, I watched Law and Order my whole life. So it's like, I just wanted to see. I wanted to be part. I wanted to do my part. I wanted to understand and experience it. And to me, that's what it is. It's like anything new, anything I could try. If somebody throws something my way, there's an opportunity. I am on it. I want to know. I want to learn because, like they say, you don't know what you don't know, and there's so much out there to learn and be part of, and take part in and just
I mean, I can't think of anything like that. I like stuff just like hobby shit. I used to own a rail buggy. You could ride it like 80 miles an hour. It had a little VW engine in it.
You could sit on it,
drive through sand pits and all this shit. My poor ex-wife, Darla, we're still great friends. We're much better friends now that we're divorced than we were during a good part of our marriage. I'm a hard guy to live with, apparently, so they tell me anyway. Anyhow, we had the rail buggy, and the first time I took her out in it for a weekend where we had a bunch of rednecks, we all went out to this, like abandoned phosphate mines where there's all kinds of dumps and swamp, and we go out killed by alligators in Florida. I love it. Don't worry, Elizabeth. I'll grab one out and we'll cook it for dinner. I'm kind of good with that kind of thing. You just grab their ass out, get a small one, and throw them in the pot, man. Tell me, Julie, do you eat lobsters? Changing the topic completely. Would you put lobsters in the pot? Do you cook them? I have to ask you. It's a weird question, but one that needs to be answered for the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what happened? So, anyways, Elizabeth and I had a conversation that's from an old story about a lobster yesterday. Okay, so you're asking me now, what about lobster? If I cook them, no, I can't do it. I can't do the killing thing. I can't do it. I've tried. I've had to do it once or try, like with blue crab. Once I did it, and I can't do it. I got my animals and pets, and I'm covering their ears and their eyes because I don't want them to experience it either. I can't, and now I can't even eat it. So
I meditate on their screams.
Oh.
When I was up in Maine once with a girlfriend, and we her family had a house there for 50 years in East Booth Bay. And for years, we'd been going up there, and they said that if you go out on the dock, you've got to – is that Irish calling in or what?
Yeah, he has to get back on the road, unfortunately.
Too bad. So getting back to Maine, what happened is I hear this legend. If you go out with a 5-gallon bucket and there's lobstermen tending their traps, and so I'm like an idiot. I go out there. I'm like in, a pair of Dockers, look like, I just look like a total, like civilian. I did not look like a musician at all. I look like a goob, a pair of like lime green golf pants or something. And shirt with fish on it or something, you know, which I love those clothes, but, you know, it's not like my usual fare. Any rate, I go out waving this freaking thing, and what do I know? The boat starts heading to the dock. And I'm just like, wow. So I was filming this adventure, and I ran up to tell my girlfriend, I'm like, hurry up, the fucking boat's coming. I'm like, go grab my roll. I was sitting up on the second floor. I'm like, go grab my money and come down. In the meantime, as I'm running back with the money, I like knock over the beer, a big can full of beer cans, and I'm filming and I'm yelling at the guy, hold on. I ran up, camera running, get the money, run back down, knock this shit all over. And then I run back up, and they were just laughing at me the whole way. When they saw the video, they really cracked up because it was pretty slapstick. I mean, it was chaos, and it was really funny. And her mom cracked up because her mom was almost 100. And she was just laughing at me like, you're such a goob, you know, but it was really fun. And then we had lobster races. I made sure that I gave them a nice massage. I gave them some medical marijuana. They were basking in a good bake zone. And then I grabbed them up and threw them in the pot. And I meditated on each one's screams. They go, and the little lobster voice. You're like, what the fuck? God damn, you're cooking me. It's fucking hot in here. I'm going to kill you in my next life. Come back as a poisonous spider and fucking climb in your ear. At any rate, I digress. Enough of the wildlife thing. They don't scream. Susan, I am well aware of the fact, but you know, what kind of sense of drama would it have if we didn't have screaming lobsters? I mean,
I think she's saying she buys lobster tails so she doesn't have to hear the screaming.
Have you ever heard of the Lobster Boy, Julie?
Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No.
Hold on.
That's
I'm a
too
lobster
much.
man in a lobster town. I got a lobster lady, and she loves to get down. I working hard with my lobster claws, and anybody gets near me, I bust them in the jaw. I'm a midget with a lot of hands. Oh God, I said some bad word there. I can't. I'm sorry to you little people. I'm just an idiot, and you can't do anything with me. So please don't faint and don't write me hate mail. I love everybody, and you know, if I have to, you know, bring on some people to yell at me, I'll take my punishment. Mea culpa. Remember, this show is PG, R-rated plus, but we do not. There's a lot of things we don't do. We're not into having a big purient discussion, but we will, you know, make fun of people and jokes and sex and kids and grandparents and dogs and cats and ex-wives, ex-husbands. And we have a new trend now. Julie's got some new trends. Julie, why don't you put up in the little tiny thing for the ladies? I'm sure Elizabeth, did you share those photos with Elizabeth?
Oh, yes, I did the photos. Yeah. I don't know if I have the photos. I don't think I have the photos up anymore, but I have the questions still.
Too bad. Oh, well. For those of you who don't know what's going on here, I don't either, and I'm supposed to be the host. But without having Irish,
Susan knows.
No. We draw the line. Everything we do, Susan, will put a black spot over the crotch area or whatever, you know, black spot over the face.
She knows. We have the questions from them.
Maybe roll the first one for those who haven't heard it yet. Roll the first clip.
Okay. Well. Okay. Let me see what I have here. Okay. Because they're kind of all over the place.
No, I did get a dick shot. I got one dick shot.
Did you? Was it a regular who sent it to you? Was it a regular? Was it especially inspiring or anything? Or it was just average run of the mill? No.
Yeah, it was just kind of, yeah. And I don't even know who it was. And it wasn't, I'm like, if you're going to send it, be proud.
I think he's bragging on it anyway. Remember, anybody, if you're watching the show and you do send us anything, it is fair use, brother or sister, or whoever you are. And we give you tips and points for originality. So if you send us things, we will post them within the bounds of taste. And that is defined by Julie and I's particular,
what our boundaries are.
Our boundaries are on that given day, because they may change,
So make sure you're entertaining and funny and you're good, in good taste. And you always abide by the South Park rule of comedy, which is, Mr. Neal, you know the South Park rule of comedy.
There is no rule of comedy.
No, but you express the South Park rule of comedy all the time.
I'm not sure,
make fun of everybody.
There we go. I did, I thought I was a genius, and look at it. I was just a delayed sub-genius, if you will.
No, you are a genius.
No, I mean, well, it depends who you ask.
To what? Right.
It depends who you ask, I'm sure, in the scenario in which they've met me. But I've been called many creative, pronouns and things like that. At
least you know what a pronoun is. That fucking drummer. What you mean? What you mean my beatbox machine back there? That thing cost me $250. Why are you mocking it, man? It's the best thing out there. It was so good. It was good when Jay-Z was playing, man. Fuck you. It's the best. It's only 15 years old.
Man. I had a guy once come out in front of our house when we lived down on the water. And in the summertime, living in a tourist town, there's all kinds of lunatics roaming around drunk at various hours of the morning.
No, you're shitting me.
Because we were down on the waterfront. Like we'd have entertainment all summer long. Like
I can't imagine.
We'd have like people pull down there. They'd leave one of the bars in town, decide this is the ideal point for a quick bit of the old in and out, little horizontal refreshment. You see such lovely shit like some big fat chick hopping out of the back seat around taking a piss behind the car, behind the truck. And I'm yelling at her like there's a portal down the street. It's just a true story. And then we'd have like weird people, but this one guy, we're up there on like the 4th of July and everybody's into the liquor. It's past the reptile hour. I mean, the people are shedding their skin and it's getting ugly up on my deck. This dude runs up and he comes up for a while. He ends up thinking he's like our new best friend. And I finally kick him off my porch. I'm like, who the fuck are you? He's like, oh, I'm the beatbox guy. He goes, what do you think? And then he tells me, he goes, what do you think of the beatbox? And I looked at him. I'm like, I'm a fucking drummer. I am the beatbox. And right now you can beat it off my fucking porch before I slap you off the porch. I'm sorry, I didn't say that to him. I was much more gentle. But I was like, for a minute, I had no idea what he was talking about.
What the fuck he was talking about?
I was like, what the fuck? You're a beatbox. I'm like, you're about to get your ass beat by my drunk neighbor,
Dude, to your point, I was, did you know that tribute is an actual, real, genuine genre of music now? Tribute.
To who?
Anyone is an actual, realistic, genuine genre that you can put your band under, and you could get paying gigs.
What do we have to do?
Just be a tribute band.
Period.
So that's it. And it's an actual, dude, it's a real genre now. Is that crazy? Or am I the only one like losing my mind over that? Because to me, I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 days since I found out, and my brain is still like I have smoke roiling out of my ears in case you can't see it. I'm doing non sequitur.
There's some doofus at A&R or whoever's responsible for putting this kind of shit out there. There's some doofus who like hasn't been out of his house in 5 years. He was in COVID fucking living in his little basement, making a pile of money. All he does is say takeout, hook up on Tinder, and spout bullshit like this for a fucking nice paycheck. I'm sorry. Don't listen, there's nothing against many great tribute bands. No, but I know anybody who's in one that's really good would say this is freaking asinine. And period. That's not as much fun as sex letters, but as a musician, I'm outraged. Do you feel the outrage? It's burning and palpable.
Oh no, I know, but my brain was locking up and I was doing non sequitur, that whole thing. But anyways, back to the sex jokes. Ooh.
I'm cooling you down. I think all the sex talks got you.
It did. It was one of those things that my brain just almost imploded.
I feel like. You can either start the fire with one of these or
pull one out. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So you honestly don't have.
I honestly think people are very strange who write us letters and send us pictures of a guy with. I'm going to define this using medical terms, people.
Oh,
I want
God.
to keep it clean and safe for the little ones who watch us late at night when you're asleep. They come on and watch the Live with Neve show. We're going to be like the Playboy of 1972. This weird guy was on late at night and he was talking about some guy pierced his balls. No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the guy, I mean, and then we engaged him for those watching. We did engage him because I wanted to bring him on and ask him how his success ratio was. I thought that would be an interesting factoid. I mean, he's worth at least 15 seconds. Anyway,
To whom?
that's to be determined. That's to be determined. I mean, I don't know. You're on your own. He's sending you the materials. How you use them is your own. Your friend here, Elizabeth, she's a good girl. Of course, she didn't open the video. I think she's lying, though. I think beneath that sweet veneer, she's just a minx, man. I bet she hammers like chopped meat. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Okay, well, I hope you're a bad girl when you want to be. Oh my gosh! Listen, it's Friday, people, and I'm in a great mood. I'm in the mood to laugh and just make shit up. I do have to go outside shortly. I just got a text. Of course, there's a bunch of groceries to carry in, and I don't think I'll be wearing my hat out in hailstorm or whatever we're gonna have. So, Elizabeth, do you ever run into my ex-wife in Rochester, the lovely and talented monkey woman? She's sitting there going, I don't know your wife. Oh, no, she does know my ex. Doesn't she, Julie? Julie, are you frozen? All right, we have a frozen Julie here. It's a frigid experience. It's just back to me. So this is all I can say. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We almost didn't do a show today because we really didn't have anything to talk about when our guest canceled. And so what you've got is just some free form radio. I really hope everybody takes these jokes and stuff in fun. It's all meant in fun. And if you get offended easily, I was married to a monkey. Well, I got to say, she wasn't exactly a monkey, but she had some characteristics of one. I'll let Julie explain it off the air. She knows them. I love it. I love these questions. Elizabeth, you're great. I can't wait to hang with you. You're really fun. I think we're gonna have you on. The last time I talked to you, I think you were under the weather, but you seem to be firing up here nicely. And I appreciate you watching. It's great fun having you here. But for everybody watching, look, if I say something that offends you, it's just meant to be a joke. It's real simple. If you don't like the kind of humor that we do, I know sometimes it's really fucked up and funny, and sometimes it's not so funny and still fucked up. But at the end of the day, we're just here to have some fun. There's no politics. Think of this as just, you're chilling, you're talking to friends, you're sitting around, you're watching, having a conversation. Sometimes it's funny. What are we talking about? Pole dancing here. Susan, did you ask a question about pole dancing? Does Elizabeth go pole dancing with you, Jules? Wow. Wow, wee-wah. Oh my gosh, this is just great. I really have to tell you, even when there's just a few people, it's really fun because like here, if you read the papers, the amount of humor in our country is it's just so great. The past year of COVID, I laughed a hell of a lot. And then, of course, we had this spectacle of an election year, which is some strange stuff. Julie just got booted offline, people. So Julie has left the building. It's 4:53, and I've got to go put a cover on my car. And I don't have a garage here, and I don't want hail hammering the Jag. So I am going to go out, take care of that, come in, and just relax. It's the weekend. I'm going to read a couple of books I haven't gotten to recently. I'm going to take a nice little media fast from all the nonsense. And for all of you guys who like the show, I suggest, go ahead, have a nice weekend. Do something cool. Welcome back. Well, I'm just about to sign off. But Jules, I'm glad you made it back. There was some insinuation here that you have some secret past with Elizabeth.
Yeah, we went to junior high together.
Yes, okay. So there's secrets. As far as I asked her if she knew where the monkey woman was. Does she know the monkey woman?
Oh yeah, you guys had a long conversation about her.
Okay, it's been a while.
Talked to Elizabeth.
Okay, that's details elude me, but that happens sometimes, especially when I'm looking forward to the weekend. What I was saying, everybody out there, trust me, turn off your news this weekend. Make sure your crazy brother-in-law, whether he's right or left, doesn't come by. Send the kids to grandma's. Take your old lady or old man out. Do something nice with them. Let them know why you give a shit about them. Show them something nice. And just think about what a great weekend you can have going forward. If you got some time, you can read a book. There's all kinds of good shit to do rather than listen to internet fuckery and people like me. At any rate, that's my advice for the weekend. I hope everybody's chill, well-fed. In Sweden, they have a term, lagom, which means you just feel right. And I'll tell you the truth, I got this badass hat. I got a brand new shirt my friend sent me. And life is good. It's Friday. So peacing out. And I just hope everybody comes back. We will be back to regular musical guests. Oh, it's a women's only club. There we go. This sounds interesting. Well, I identify my personal pronoun as a lesbian, so I'm allowed anywhere. I have backstage all access pass. Oh boy, that was not good.
Oh my God.
At any rate, Jules, you'll have to do something tawdry on our backstage passes for Vegas.
To get them, or just while I have them? While we're back
while we're out there, our press passes. We have to have some unique. We have to come up with something unique and fun. I also plan on interviewing random drunks while we're there for the show.
Oh yeah, that's always going to be fun. What I have a game that I want to do with to show the difference between drinking and cannabis. And it's a comparison like pong, like beer pong versus cannabis pong. And just to see the effects of how alcohol affects your brain versus cannabis. And just to
I
see,
love it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to have
I think our camera guy, the guy I'm bringing for camera, I think he's at a little party game he likes to play too. It's called Hide the Salami. It's an Italian specialty. And everybody's allowed to play.
Well,
maybe your lucky day. Win it. Hide the Salami. Available from Neve Industries, coming soon. What do you say? Lesbians don't like a backstage. I really am loving your friend, man, more and more.
That was Susan.
I don't blame them. Me too. What can I tell you? At any rate, I'm liking her a lot, man. When I talked to you the first time, Liz, you seem so subdued compared to your newfound notoriety here. Do you have any?
You feel she's got them all in there. She's kind of like us. She's like a what is it called? She's a quiet. What is it? Not an internal, external, whatever.
Elizabeth is challenging my right to my personal pronoun. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Who are you to tell me what I think I am? I've identified this way since I was 14, man. What can I tell you? I love the girls.
Oh, God.
I can do things they can't. No, at any rate, I'll leave that alone. You bring out the worst in people, Neil.
The top.
That's not true. Oh, my God, Susan, you're raining on my shade. You goddamn girl. I bring out the best in people. I like to see the urban achievers. I'm actually a sponsor for the Lebowski Urban Achievers in Asbury Park. We're very proud of them, all of them, as we are, yes.
Neil's very supportive and very helpful. It always brings out the best in people.
I do. Unless I don't know, you met me a long time ago. I might have been a little different, but I'm happy, man. I'm full of sunshine. Right now, I'm full of hail and full of shit, too. So on that note, I think we should bail out. Wish everybody a happy weekend. Enjoy your life, people. Ignore the press. Ignore everything but the Live with Neve show. You will. It's. I don't know. Fat free. Oh, I don't believe that. She's a talent agent. I bet there's a really racy side to her nobody sees. Boy. Any woman smart enough to make the comebacks is definitely worth a look. I love you, Liz. It's all in fun, and I hope you. I'm glad you were never innocent. I wasn't either. I was selling cigarettes at 7, so I've been making money. You gotta get the cash. Show me the money. So, Jules, I look forward to seeing you on Monday, and we'll talk. I'll talk to you later. Everybody, bye. Let's roll out.
Love you, Ira. I'm sorry we missed you today.
Sorry, man.
We'll talk to you soon. We'll just get you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever, dude. You're a permanent fixture, so you just let us know when you're available.
Hell, man, I'd even do a pop-up with him over the weekend if you want.
I was thinking that too. So yeah, Irish, you just let us know what's good for you, and we'll make it good for us. All right, love you guys.
All right, bye-bye. Answer about the polls. One question. No, Susan, I do not go pole dancing with them. It's a girls' club. They will not allow me in, and it's probably a good thing. I'd probably end up with another broken shoulder and God knows what. I'm an old man. It's like chasing strange women. I'm like a dog chasing a tire. My head will get run over sooner or later. Hence, I just got a great girl, and my life is excellent. I have to go out there and chase that car tire. After you have your head run over 3 times, it's over. Bye-bye, everybody. Start the show. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.